living in paradise, and no more waiting on you tonight. And my dreams will never ever die. Can you feel that spark in our bones tonight? Tonight There's something about you. They used to call me unaware, and I'm holding on to the final breath of air. I used to hang our pictures up by the bed where you used to lie, with all those words you chose to say goodbye. Yeah, it's closer than I've ever been, but you're miles away. It's like a love from 17 to the end of days. If you just give me your hand, I'll lead the way. So won't you stay?
Hello everybody. It is Thursday, surprise. I guess there isn't any SDN cast tonight. Let me see what's wrong here. I think. Welcome. How are you doing? Martin van Stam just had his cool stream about office development, and I thought, well, it could be a nice thing because I've put the little one to bed to continue with my stream. So let's see if we can get this show on the road. Okay, for some reason my screen is black. There we go. It looks like it's back. Hope everyone is well. I normally get this feedback from folks saying that late at night when I stream it sounds like a sleepy voice. So maybe don't go to sleep, let's code. So what do I have here? I have if you look at my previous coding, previous episode is all about armor. I would suggest that you go check them out. I just get a chat from Martin working, so I hope everything is working. I'm just gonna carry on because I'm gonna look like an idiot now if I'm gonna trying to fiddle with my dodgy setup here. Any case, if nothing is working, I will hear it from you. From anyone that's watching, like always, just pop me like a chat, and then we can fix it. If you don't know what armor is, go check out my previous video. It's either on YouTube or on Twitch, and watch that. I'm just going to continue on this. In short, armor is a way to generate ARM templates from .NET code, and it will allow you to do something like, I've got my class, like a test template, for instance. I inherited from an ARM template, and I think my stream is starting to get deteriorated. In any case, so when you inherit from ARM template, sorry, the guys are busy building here next door. You can do whatever you want, as long as you override the resources function and return a builder. Or actually set a builder, and optionally do the same for parameters, variables, and functions. So when this thing compiles on build time, it will give you an ARM template that you would have written yourself. It's just a nice way of authoring ARM templates. Under Armor, authoring ARM templates in .NET with strongly typed. So I was thinking in this episode, maybe I was a bit too ambitious. I'm going to try add Roslyn to this guy. So for instance, I've got a web app here that I add, and if my web app has a parameter or a name that includes a parameter with, for instance, foo, and we've not defined, in this case foo is not defined as a parameter, it should highlight. For instance, my thing is stuck. It should highlight for me that parameters foo does not exist. So I'm going to be very ambitious in trying this out and see if this actually can be somehow add it to this code. So where do we begin? I have absolutely no idea. So to go through the thought process, we need to sort of ask Roslyn, get me a class, or actually get me my function within a class that has an ARM template, and analyze those things and get the first parameter. That is a type of resource builder. And will this work? The thing is, it needs to then analyze whether this builder has a function call in its tree, the parameters. It needs to analyze whether it contains the parameters with the builder that has a string parameter attached to it, for instance. Or in any case, any parameter, I would say. So effectively it needs to analyze that, but it's during design time, not during runtime. So I wonder how this will work. A cool thing that you might not know about Roslyn is that with the .NET Compiler platform installed, you can go to View, Other Options, or Other Windows rather, and you can go to this cool syntax visualizer. Now what this does, whenever you click around, I'm just getting a few SMSs, whenever you click around, see what happens here on the right. When I click around, it sort of gets me the context of my syntax tree, because this whole thing is actually a syntax tree or computational unit, and it's got like using directives there, it's got more using directives here, then it's got a namespace declaration, and within that namespace declaration we have the namespace keyword, qualified name, etc, etc. So within this code we probably can figure out which function would work. So to try this out, let's see. Alright, so this is an example of a function, and it's called an evocation expression. Okay, so we need to kind of not find that. We could use that as a root, but we need to kind of find the invocation expression. Now, what does this look like? All that, maybe that's good enough. An argument list that has a name and a value. That might be an idea. If you guys have any, for the guys that actually look at this stream, for the guys that's seeing this afterwards, that's live, sorry, you cannot really type on the chat. I would suggest that you watch it live. If you do have some knowledge on Roslyn, please do reach out and let's see if we can build this thing. So I'm trying to figure out how we can see how we can have a foo. So is foo defined on top? If it's defined here, what's this invocation expression? Okay, that means method declaration. That's what I mean. Invocation expression. Okay, and then we probably would have another one. A dot. Okay, identifier. Okay, so what we can do is we can see if we can find all the argument lists, I think. But how would we make a code fix for this? Because that's the other problem we're trying to solve is whenever there's a foo missing, I would like a sort of a light bulb showing up, and when I click that light bulb, it should kind of create me it will allow me to, it should like kind of do this. For instance, I would say it should create that, or value, whatever, or something. It should create that. But the problem is, it's a bit tricky with this builder thing. It would have been nice to actually return like a flat list instead of having a builder. This is something we probably can change in the architecture, but I really just want to see if I can get this working first before we actually change any core components in the system. Okay, so where do we start? So we have to look for I would say this is the thing that makes this difficult is because there's no, what's this, equals greater than token. So this thing, arrow expression clause, would have been nice that it have a return type that we can just query, you know. But yet again, that would be design time, not runtime. So let's see if we can figure this out. I get this is most probably the most boring stream ever. I hope not. So let's see. Okay, this is identify name, simple member access expression, and argument list. A dot. Then we have another argument list there. Dot. We have another argument list there. So it's kind of a thing. So it needs to sort of, in this invocation expression. So let's do this. Let's see if we can find an invocation expression. First of all, let's find a method declaration with the name of parameters, and if we find it, we can dig deeper to get the method. Maybe this invocation expression or something. Yes, it's invocation expression. Why? Because it just executes one line. This is most probably the same if we do this. It looks a bit different though. And that's still an invocation expression. I see. See, it's like a tree. So this it goes into the tree. So invocation expression. So this whole thing is actually look into that one invocation expression to see if it finds any array list or something. Yeah, I think so. Simple invocation expression, member access expression, so many things. So let's see, this is this invocation expression, okay, so that's the deepest one. Actually minimize that one. So it will find that one, or it can find this one, we can find this one. So I wonder if we can do a sort of analysis on this to see if it finds something. So let's do this. Let's create a new project. we're going to create a new, completely new project just to test this whole thing out. Give me 1 second, and then we want to look for the analyzer. Analyzer with code fix. And I was looking for the C# one. Armor analyzer. Okay, so let's leave that there for now, just to check if this works. For my one viewer out there, thank you very much for watching this stream. Appreciate it that you are here. I don't find this the most exciting topic ever, but this like kind of bothers me in my mind the whole time to how am I going to pull this off with Roslyn. We might want to go back to rethink this whole thing, because maybe returning a object graph like this, you know, it's much better, I would say. You know, then you can actually query it and it's much more readable in a way, you know. What I'm saying is, let's say we have a, let's call this parameters 2. So let's say we have a, instead of this implementation, we have, I see my stream is a bit dodgy again. It will get some traction again. So instead of doing that, you know, do something like, instead of parameter, then we can actually say return new parameter, or actually string parameter hey, wait a minute, there's string parameter without any value. Where's my name? This thing needs a name. And code's in here. That's a bit weird. My parameter needs a name, man. Is this thing even used? Type and default value. A parameter needs a name, but in any case, so let's just say, wait a minute, what does this builder thing do? Yeah, I have to go back to the code to see what this thing is actually doing. Of course, this is not actually going to the implementation, or to the what do you call it, the interface rather. So parameters add. Okay, so now it's actually adding a key value pair. Alright, I see. That's a bit, why did I do this way? I have no idea. Because a parameter is serialized and it has a name. Oh, you know what, actually, no, it does not have a name. Because if you take a look at how an example of this, where's my example? I had an example here somewhere, I don't know where it is though. Oh, you know what, I think it's in the console, open, debug. Is it here? Can't see it. Really? Ah, there we go. Let's open this with Visual Studio Code. And let me see what happens. So I'm just gonna try doing this thing, and then if it's sort of going slowly, nowhere slowly, I'm just gonna stop. This is actually a parameter object with a key and value pairs. So this is a key and a value. So that's why it doesn't have a name. So what we could do, we could here instead, we can say, dictionary string and parameter. And then return a new dictionary, and then new will this work? Foo. Say new parameter. For instance, this should work, right? Or not? Okay, fine. String parameter. That should work. So why not do it like this then? Because it's much better to, I would say, to query in a sense. Right, so let's see. Where's my syntax visualizer? It's broken. Sometimes this Visual Studio 2019 pisses me off. The syntax visualizer is broken. That's okay. What we'll do is we'll just open good old Visual Studio 2017, because I know that works. And also, by the way, welcome to the background of building. It's been going on for months. Yep, months. Not cool. But it needs to happen, I suppose, but not forever. So let's see, let's open up Armor here. Just remember that this one is this one and this one is this one. Okay. Open up the class. I can actually show you something cool if you want to see that. My stream is not live anymore. Hey, we're live again somehow. Somehow this thing is a bit stuck. I wonder why this is now like pushing out so many. Let me see, I'm just waiting for this internet to kick in. I don't have any visuals, man. What's happening? Encoded, overloaded. Okay, now let's do the encoded overloaded. Encoding overloaded. Consider tuning down your video settings. Cannot change it now because we're busy. Rescale output. I don't know how this works. Recording, audio, video. Is this better now? Maybe it's not overloaded anymore. No, still up. Is this a thing? Come on. I have to figure out why my encoding is not doing the thing I want to do. My stream is actually offline now. Oh, no it's not. Wait, it's on again. Yeah, it's on again. Cool, it's on again. For some reason, I don't know why it had a hiccup. Any case. Are we back, bro? We are back. Where were we? So let's see if we can find this guy. So if we go other windows, and sure. Roslyn is not installed on 2017. Come on. Really, really, really. Such a headache, man. It's gonna be harder than I thought. Okay, I need the syntax visualizer. So I need to exit Visual Studio like a dumbass. And I need to open it up again. Like a dumbass. It's the only way we can make this work because it's ridiculous. Microsoft, please fix it. And neighbor, please stop. Do you guys hear this? Probably not. Hopefully not. I promise you it's not my wife snoring. There we go, we're back. So what we want is to analyze this thing. See, it's a method declaration already. Then we can go into it to see if we have a return statement. And then we can say, we can even go there and we can even look for generic name that has a certain type. But what we really want is a collection initializer. It's going to be a bit more harder because open brace, some white space, some trail, complex statement, open brace, white space, string literal expression, which is foo. We could do that. We could look for a string literal expression, comma, object creation expression. So what we could do is this is an option. But for now, this option is not available. So let's do this. Let's see in my function, this is whole invocation expression. Let's see if we can find our parameters. And if it does not exist, just flag it at least. You know, that's the first thing we can do. We can at least flag it somehow. So, armor analyzer. Okay, so this is an analyzer. What do we need here? We don't need a lot of these things. Diagnostic ID. Let's call this parameter analyzer. I don't know, I'm just calling it something. Alright, so we have got a parameters analyzer. And this title, just hardcode that for now, actually. Let's do this. Parameters analyzer. Get rid of this. Title is localizable string. Probably can just make it a normal string. And title, what can a title be? So if we look at the resources here, I think my video is frozen again. This thing is frozen again. It's eating too many resources, man. I need a better PC. So for instance, parameter not defined. Let's say parameter used but not defined. Kind of the way. I think that's an idea. So that's the title. Now what we can say is we can message format. We can just say this is a string. We can say, how does this look? Parameter should be defined. Be defined. Yeah, let's call that. And then we can say here, parameter whatever is used but not defined. Okay, and then description. Parameters should be defined before they can be used. No, that's not really true. Well, parameters should be defined before the parameters should be defined parameters that are used should be defined for a template to be valid. I don't know, I'm just like spitballing here. Do it like that. How's that? Okay, so we've got naming. Let's call this category. Let's call this syntax. Okay. So then we create a new rule description. With that, that's fine. And when it initializes, let's just kill this one. We want to analyze symbol, so maybe we actually want to analyze the syntax. So say register syntax tree action. Syntax tree action. And then what we need to pass in here is a action for syntax tree. That's not actually what I want. Register syntax node. Is it syntax node action maybe? I think that's the one I want. Yeah. Syntax node analysis blah blah blah. Syntax node analysis context. So this is easy. We now expect a syntax node analysis context. And in syntax kind, what are we looking for? We're looking for, so what am I doing now is, if we go back to our lovely little expression thing, I only want to get my methods. First of all, I think actually we need to go to a class declaration that has a simple base type that contains ARM templates. Okay, so we should use that first, because we don't want any random code with a parameters function. You know what, actually, how many are there here? So for now, I actually think we should do it properly. Yeah, let's do this properly. At least try to do it properly. Okay, so what are we doing? Let's look for a base list. So class declaration with a base list. Okay, so we're looking for class declaration. There's a syntax kind of a class declaration syntax. This is like a class declaration syntax. So this puppy will actually analyze syntax. Let's call this analyze syntax node. So this thing will be called. So this thing will be called only when when it has a syntax declaration. All right. So we can say our node or root is context dot. It's node. What's that? Node. Okay. So let's say this is the node. Okay. That's the node. So what's in the node? In the node we have a base list that might contain an identifier token. So we say okay, so we know this node is a syntax node, but we can actually say that this node is a class declaration node. So we can cast this as a class declaration syntax. So we know that as a class declaration syntax. Then we can say var base node. Is it a base node? No, this is not a base node. What's this? Base list. Yeah, it's a base list that contains something. Base nodes, base list is node dot. This thing is stuck again. So wonky, actually. What's in here? Attribute lists, base list. Is that a thing here? Base list. Look at that. Base list. Base list dot contains a simple base type. Contains this thing is very wonky. It types in it like child tokens. What's this child tokens? What's this? Gets list of all direct child tokens of this node. Direct child tokens, okay. Child nodes base list. Find token. That's cool. Okay, we need to give it a position. Get first token. What's this? Gets the full text of this node as a new syntax source text thing. I don't know. So we've got a base list. What's inside a base list? Let's just say where. This is a base list. Oh, there's the base list. Color token of colon token. and simple base type. Let's say children, child nodes of type, simple base type, I don't know, simple base type syntax, can it work? Yeah, simple base type, child nodes. Will this pick up identifier? Identifier name ancestors. The child, so see ancestors and self. So ancestors is your, okay, so children, child nodes and tokens. Okay. Okay, there's all the child tokens. Let's maybe see if we can find that. And we need to look for the syntax token. Of type, all the child tokens of type syntax token. I don't know. What kind of identifier token maybe? So first of default token. I don't know what's T. T is a syntax token. Syntax token has a where T is kind, is kind, identifier token maybe. Yeah, that's identifier token. Actually, you know what? First or default maybe. So now we should have a syntax token, and we can cast this to a identifier. Identifier token, is that as identifier name syntax? Can that work? Or that's a no. I don't know if this will work though. Text, it must have text, yeah. So I would say let's put a breakpoint there and see what happens when we run this guy to see if it works. Okay, so now the thing is, we need to run this project. So I'm gonna set us start a project, and I'm gonna run it as this experimental version. Now you will see my potato face on again, because my stream will most probably crash. Hopefully not. I don't like the music, it's suspenseful. So what it's trying to do now is it's trying to compile everything, and it's trying to launch a experimental version of VS 2019. And when that happens, we hopefully won't crash, because I'm running on a very old PC. Come on, come now. It's taking its time. Thank you for your patience. We will get back to you shortly. That's the only thing that actually pisses me off from Roslyn. This wait, this experience can be better, in my opinion. I mean, let's do a benchmark. We're live streaming we've got a lot of content out that we need to get out, probably within an hour or so, even demos, you know. And it kind of this takes time, and it's like so slow and painful. You immediately see my stream deteriorating again because it's like eating my RAM, most probably. I think we're ready. So let's open up that project. So it's going to take more time. Come now. Yeah, there goes my stream. Oh, it's back again. At least my hat matches, Roslyn. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I don't have that open. Let's open up a new solution. If I open up this, that should work. It's taking its time again to open up 3 projects. I'm also just waiting. So while we're waiting, are there any questions? For my 3 viewers that's viewing my stream, that's awesome. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your life, out of your busy schedule to watch me do nothing, or actually watch Roslyn do nothing, you know. Come now, it's so slow, man. Can't imagine that so slow. Maybe we should kill some programs here. What is my thing doing? Look at that. Memory is 7 gigs. Everything's like running on 100%. It's like this thing is not happy. Yeah, I should actually have a different PC. Maybe I should do that in the next time. I will wire up my my Surface Book. Maybe that's a good idea. Because Roslyn just takes a whole bunch of time. This thing is not even popping up. Oh well, maybe it will in a sec. Look at that, 100% CPU, 6.8 gigs of memory, man. It's probably, what is eating my memory? Something's eating my memory, man. OBS, nice. Then this is Edge, Pretzel. This is Visual Studio. Look what the hell it's doing. So in any case, it's getting better, I would say. Okay, there's no glass yet. It's not even popping up. It's not even registering my class declaration thing. It should, man. Why? Maybe it's crashing. Let's put it there. Come now. It's supposed to come in here. Regex syntax node action. Why is it not working? Yeah, build a monster machine like I did. I wish. Now why is this thing not actually popping up now? It's actually just wasting my RAM and wasting everyone's time. So we have this thing. Let's just see if initialize gets called. Okay, so initialize should be called. Oh, this thing actually hangs. I think that's part of the problem. Oh, it actually went in. Look, look. It's running, Mom, it's running. Okay, so we have our node. And our base list is none. That is a bit... Okay. So let's see. So child tokens. Quick watch. Okay, we've got a colon token. Okay, that's the immediate. Okay. So we cannot probably say child tokens. We can say something else. Because we have the base list. And then I'm looking for my child simple base type. Gets let's see, gets first so let's just say get node children child nodes. Hope my stream is okay again because it's a bit wonky. I think I've kind of... Oh, I've got 4 people watching. This is awesome. 4th guy, sorry if you cannot watch this. So child nodes of type. Let's say we only want a simple base or simple base type syntax. Simple base type syntax. First or defaults, just to make it work. And then we can say child tokens. I mean, that should work. Come on. That should work. To full string, replace tokens. Find token. That's cool. Oh, that's a position. What is this? I need a position for that now. Get token. Get annotated. Get annotated tokens. Get current node. Get first token. That can work. Get first token. Oh, let's do that and see what happens when I do that. So that should work, right? So let's wait a while again. So this thing is gonna be starting up Visual Studio again. It's gonna be irritating us. Let's see. I think I need to change my bitrate on OBS. I don't think there's a way of doing it live. Maybe the second time around it's much better. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. All I know is that this experience should probably be a bit better for people to kind of adopt it. Streaming, recording, replay buffer, audio. There's my bitrate. I should set my bitrate a bit lower, I would say. Can I change it? Hey, I can change it. Let's make it 2000. Apply. Please don't break. Get a bit faster. Let's just see what happens when I do that. Will I break something? Just tweaking my my stream friends. Let's see what happens. It looks a bit better. So while that thing is loading, I'm just busy. Twitch looks better. Everything looks better. We have a 138 in progress. Oh, this is actually waiting for me for a change. So slow. At least the project is there in the sample windows. Can I just say to OBS it should use my GPU or something? Because I've got an NVIDIA, I hope. I have no idea what I'm setting here. Let's change to settings. This thing is skyrocketing again. 100% CPU. Wi-Fi is going berserk. Everything is just going crazy. Everything is going crazy. How long does it take to open up a solution? This is like not doable. Okay friends, so the gist of the story is do not code or do Roslyn from your streaming PC. It's like duh. Streaming 101. Get yourself a proper PC. Streaming 201. Do not do Roslyn on your streaming PC because it messes up everything. So in a sec now, hopefully it will get debugged. So that's this like almost 10 minutes waiting. What? 10 minutes waiting for what? I have no idea. If this is not working, I will definitely check this in, and I will continue with this either tomorrow and then present it. Maybe that's better. So in a while it will come on, it will, yeah, there we go, there's the colors. It should in a sec. Come here. Look at the CPU usage, man. I think it's actually analyzing all the classes. Something's happening. There's a light bulb. At least there's a light bulb. There we go. Alright, so that works there. Do I have a list? Yes. Look at that. Okay, so now I can look if the text is ARM template, then I can party. So let's quickly continue. Say, okay, if my base list, my base token, if my base token's name or text is equal to ARM template, okay, if that's the case, I want to do further analysis, and that kind of analysis that I want to do, I want to find a function or a method declaration that contains parameters. So let's call this parameter or methods. Let's say methods, and then we can say node dot get children of type method declaration syntax. And then I'm looking for an identified token where the, I don't know, identified token, how can I find this name? First or default methods, hey, we know that this is a method declaration syntax, so we could say method declaration syntax m. We could play around with this, you know, we can cast it. Then we have that. And then, my friends, we can say name, right? Or not? Return type, that's a thing, right? Kind is missing. Hey, identifier, look at that. Doop. Text is parameters. Okay, that should work. It's not sufficient, but it should work. Parameter function method. Okay, are we gonna be doing this? Parameters. Let's save and run the current instance of Visual Studio and bring down the world. Yeah, you guys want coffee? I don't have coffee. It takes my stream offline. So, let's see what's happening on the chat. Nothing. Cool. Nothing. Fine. I bet you. Turn back time from JCLW. Sorry folks, I know it's a bit stupid. Need to find out somehow how I can fix this. %, utilization, man. Oh, by the way, this is going through my 2 gig Wi-Fi as well. That's a bit of a should probably plug in a network cable. Probably. My memory is almost full as well. Can you believe it? Why? Why is it so? What's taking up all these memory? What? Pretzel? You naughty app. Let's close Pretzel and see, maybe things will go better. OBS is a bit struggling. Encoding overloaded, containing down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. Okay, well that's busy loading. Just gonna open up this guy. Okay, now output and full streaming, go to settings, so this can output bitrate. Okay, so what will happen if I say medium? Will I break anything? Will I look like a potato? It's probably not, because I don't know what I'm doing. So let's say okay, and it should probably go down in a sec and come up again. It's looking much better, I would say. This pretzel is now we quickly load pretzel. How long does the thing load now? Really? I can most probably close one of these things. Maybe it's not. I'll just close one of these projects because I think it's also loading, overloading rather. Yay. Come now. Now we will have to wait 1 minute in. Okay, audio output. I think I should rescale now. Let's just see how that goes. Should have actually, I have a remote desktop slightly setting up somewhere. I can use that, but then I have to clone my whole thing. Maybe we can do that. Let's see. Let's see if we can do that. Good old portal, man. Let's open up portal. Okay, so this is not loading at all. Sign in. So let's do this with the power of the cloud. The power of the cloud. Nope. Come now, man. I don't want my free recommendations, man. Production? What? My virtual machine. Okay, so yeah, there we go. And then doop doop doop. It's on template, and I have this method. It's cool. I've got this method. Yay! I found my method. Yo! I found my method. Yo! did not exit. Okay, so what we can do is, what I'll do is I'll just quickly commit this. Edit. Ooh, I need to have my Roslyn component added here too. Edit stuff. So what do? We do what we normally do. This test, I'm not going to do any tests now. Okay, so let's remove that. And then let's go to File Explorer. And we can copy this whole thing in, man. Cut. Exit, yeah. Just exit, man. Exit. armanalyzer.com. And I would say probably put it here for now. And we can go git commit or git add git commit proj. That looks legit. Git push. Really? Okay, so while that's happening, I think my stream is online again. Yay! So let's quickly start this virtual machine. Look at this puppy. A standard F16, 16 virtual CPUs and 32 gigs of memory, man. How about that? For the one viewer there, hey, what about that? What about that? So does this mean I can now connect to it? I doubt it. Let's download it. It's configuring remote session, more choices, different account. This is, I think it's Barney Renders demo dot West Europe